Hi whole class, so you probably guessed it, but we're on to our whole as being 10. You may have already had a go, you may be prepared for this already, cut your cherry diagrams with your whole as 10. You might want to have a go now by pausing the video and seeing if you can think of your own, because there's lots of ways to make 10, but I am going to do a few examples if you want to watch. So I've got my toadstools again with my spots, and as I said, there's lots of ways to make 10, so I'm just going to show you a few ways and then you can think of the others. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 spots on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on my cherry diagram, my whole is 10, and I've got 3 as a part and 7 as a part. Maybe as a challenge, you could do the bar model. I'm sure you can draw straighter lines than Miss Creaser, and have a go at, if my 10 was my whole, what would my parts be? Using my cherry diagram, what would my parts be? Yeah, they would be 3 and 7. It's just the same but represented in a different way. Okay, so I know that 3 and 7 make 10. Let's have a go at another one. So again, I've got my toadstools and my spots. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, and then I wonder how many that's going to be on this side. Bit of a clue left here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I have my cherry diagram. So my whole is 10 and my part on my red side is 6, which means my part on my yellow toadstool is 4. So I know 6 and 4 makes 10. How could I present this in a different way? So if I did question mark, add question mark equals 10, what would my 2 question marks be? Pause the video if you need a bit of thinking time. Use this to help you. Yeah, so it would be 6 add 4 equals 10. Okay, so again, it's the same thing, just represented in a different way. And we could also do it as a bar model as well. Other ways, like getting cubes and things. So let's have a go one other way, and then you can do some of your own. So again, I've got 2 parts. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side, which leaves how many for this side? 2. So I know 8 and 2 make 10. So in my cherry diagram, I would put 8 and I would put 2. Okay, so over to you. I want you to have a go. Draw some cherry diagrams with the whole as 10. Have a think about using just 2 parts. What 2 numbers make 10? So we did, let's go back and recap. We did 3 and 7, 6 and 4, and 8 and 2. So what other ways do you know to make 10? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, right, this time I'm going to show you it a little bit differently. I'm going to show you in what we call a systematic way, and we have done this before. Okay, and a systematic means it's like a system that helps us to follow so that we can know our number bonds to 10. So we've got 0 add 10 equals 10. Then next number is 1 add 9 equals 10, 2 add 8 equals 10, 3 add 7 equals 10, and 4 add 6 equals 10. I wonder what my next one would be. Have a look at the pattern here. What's happening with those numbers? And also, what's happening with these numbers? So this number here is always staying the same because our whole is 10, but you can see this number is going up in increments of 1, and this one's going down in increments of 1. So it's like counting forwards in ones and counting backwards in ones. So what would the next one be? I'll do the next one with you. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm pretty sure you all probably knew that one anyway, because we all know that one. 5 and 5 equals. And as I said, this whole is staying the same, so it would be 10. So what I want you to do is pause the video and have a go at continuing the rest of them in the systematic way. So 0 and 10 equals 10, 1 and 9 equals 10, 2 and 8 equals 10, 3 and 7 equals 10, 4 and 6 equals 10, 5 and 5 equals 10. What would the next ones be? Okay, keep going until you've got all the different ways. There are 5 more ways that you can do, and then on the next slide after you've had a go will be the answer, so make sure you pause the video. Okay, so here are the answers. Pause the video and give them a tick if you got them right, or maybe your grown-up's already done that for you. And don't forget, you can always email Mrs. Jackson and Miss Creasy your work. So as I said, the systematic way is it's going forwards in ones. Okay, so we were here, didn't we? We did 5 add 5 together, and then you should have had 6 add 4 equals 10, 7 add 3 equals 10, 8 add 2 equals 10, 9 add 1 equals 10, and 10 add 0 equals 10. So it's counting up in ones on this side and going down in ones on the other side, and our whole is always 10. So that's an easier way to try and remember it and get into that system of doing it. And remember, we've done it before with our fingers. Okay, so we've got 10 fingers, which helps us. So if we hold 10 fingers up, okay, and we put 1 down, like this one says, so if we put 1 down, we know that 1 must have how many fingers are left? 9. Okay, let's do it again with the next one. Okay, if we put 2 fingers down, hold 10 fingers up, put 2 down, how many are left? 8. So again, you can use your fingers to help you. So if you need a little bit more practice of knowing your number bonds to 10, because these really help you as you go through school, then have a practice with your fingers, or maybe have a practice with your grown-up. Maybe your grown-up could say one number and then you've got to say the other number that goes with it to make 10. You could even try it with the other numbers that we've been practicing as well. So ways to make 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 4, 3. It's up to you, okay? But there's a few other activities you can do. Right, I've got a few more slides for you to do lots of work today. Let's have a look. So here we have a picture of some hats, okay, and I've got my cherry diagram and bar model. So with my hats here, I have got 2 red hats and 1, 2, 3. Oh, I know, 5 and 3, because if we've done 5 and a bit is 8. So I've got 2 and 8. So in my cherry diagram, I've got 2 red hats, so I'm going to represent that there, and I've got 8 red hats there. Wonder how I could do it in a bar model. Have a little think. Remember, pause the video if you need more thinking time. That's absolutely fine. Have a think. How could I do it as a bar model? So I know that my whole is 10. So that goes there because my whole is 10. And I know one part is 2. Therefore, the other part is 8. 2 and 8 makes 10. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Right, what is the missing number this time? What goes with 7 to make 10? Use your fingers if you need to. Maybe look back at the cherry diagrams that we've done. What goes with 7? It is 3. I'm going to pop 3 in my cherry diagram. Next one. What's the missing number this time? It is 6. Okay, well done. If you're getting all these right. Next one. Oh gosh, this is a tricky one. I've now got my whole missing. So I know my parts are 2 and 8. What is my whole? What do 2 and 8 make? Of course it's 10, because we've been looking at the whole as 10 and we know 2 and 8 is 10. Next one. Oh, a part missing this time on a bar model. What goes with 1 to make 10? Have a little think. You remember, use your fingers if you need to. What goes with 1? It is 9. Excellent. Okay, right, last challenge for you to do. Here are some people and they need matching up with balloons that make 10. Okay, they can only have the balloon once, so you can only use the balloon once. So if you used 3 with Tim, 3 couldn't be used with somebody else. Okay, and that will make sense because 3 only goes with another number, doesn't it, to make 10. So what I want you to do is I want you to write the children's names down and the balloons they would have. You could maybe write it as, so if I wrote Tim, now I'm going to have a little bit less space here. I'm going to try my best with my pen and my cursive writing in my smartboard pen, which you know I find quite difficult with my mouse. Tim, I'm going to put, he's got a 3. And what goes with 3 to make 10? I know, it was 7. So 3 add 7 equals 10. Okay, so that's how I want you to do it. And then I want you to write the next person. So then you'd write Ben. Okay, quite tricky in my pen. I'm sure your handwriting is much neater than Miss Creaser's. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Ben. What could Ben have? So again, look at the balloons, and then I want you to write it in a number sentence. Something, add something equals 10. And I want you to do that for each of those children. Don't forget, email over your work to Miss Creaser and Mrs. Jackson. We do really look forward to seeing that every day. Okay, stay safe, whole class. Speak to you soon.